So, today we're going to talk about the influences on public policies and the lawmaking process. First, what is public policy? Public policy is the principles, often unwritten, on which social laws are based. In other words, the ideas behind the laws, not just the laws themselves. For instance, courts might take into consideration what is good for the people as a whole when making a decision, instead of looking exactly at the law itself. For example, when lawmakers pass legislation protecting workers and increasing minimum wage or providing safe working conditions, that policy is to protect the rights of workers. So when a court is trying to decide a decision, they'll keep in mind that the idea behind that law was protecting the rights of workers. The same is true when they pass the Violence Against Women Act. That shapes policy to protect women. So when courts are making decisions, they're going to think about the idea behind the law, which is to protect women, not just the law itself. Legislatures shape public policy, and they put public policy into law, but who influences them? Elected officials write laws and take action in response to problems or issues. So, in class the last couple of days, we'd been talking about the problem of Humpty Dumpty falling off the wall, and that was causing a problem for the whole community. It was costing a lot of money to rescue the eggs and the people who were harmed with the shells falling off the wall, and also it was unsafe for people to be on the wall. So that is a problem that could be addressed by a law, and we discussed it in committee. But oftentimes, the legislatures have to hear about that problem before they decide to put public policy into law. So how do they hear about that problem? Media, individuals, and interest groups help shape legislation. And a big way that they help shape legislation is by letting their lawmakers know there's a problem and we want you to deal with the problem. Let's make a law to help solve this problem. The media focuses the public's attention on selected issues. The more that people are talking about a particular issue or complaining about a problem, the better the chances are that the legislator will introduce it as a bill. So when lots of people are talking about crimes committed by illegal aliens, then a legislator might introduce a bill to become a law about that. Or, in the other example here, it may end stem cell debate. That's because people were talking about all the many cures that could be happening if we were allowed to do research on stem cells. The media also provides a forum for opposing points of view to be communicated. And again, the more we're talking about an issue, the chances are higher that a legislator will introduce that idea into a bill. The media is also used to hold the government officials accountable, and government officials use the media to communicate with the public. So in this example here, they're asking why Representative Boehner opposed the health care law, and he had a chance to explain himself, but it also is holding him accountable to the people. Individuals can have a very big influence on public policy and lawmaking. The more that we have our voice heard, the more we will be able to get laws passed that favor our particular circumstances. So by participating in politics, individuals are influencing the lawmaking process. And we participate in politics by voting, campaigning for a candidate that represents our beliefs, and also seeking public office ourselves. Individuals also influence public policy when we express our opinions, when we write to our congresspeople, when we send them an email, when we assemble and protest. We're letting our legislators know we're not happy with something, pass a law, or affect public policy to help solve this problem. Individuals also affect public policy when they join interest groups. In this example, this person is saying, I really think the government should do more to protect the environment. I wonder if other people feel the same way. And then they find out about the Sierra Club, and this person's saying, welcome to our meeting of the Sierra Club. Let's talk about what we can do as a group to influence the government. The higher the number of people in interest groups, the more powerful they become, and the more influential they are in the lawmaking process and the ideas that get introduced as bills. You may remember that interest groups are groups of people who get together and organize because they believe in similar things. AARP is one for senior citizens. Interest groups also influence public policy when they identify and research issues. Interest groups affect public policy because they hire lobbyists to influence government officials on their position. Wait, what's a lobbyist again? Oh yeah, lobbying is seeking to influence legislators to introduce or vote for or against a bill. So lobbying is trying to convince them. So in this example, the lobbyist is saying, Senator, on behalf of the National Farmers Alliance, let me tell you what will happen to my clients as well as American consumers if you don't pass this bill. And the senator saying, thanks for the information, I'll definitely consider voting for the bill. So he is being lobbied. Interest groups also affect public policy when they make political contributions to elected officials who share the same ideologies. So nowadays, special interest groups could make contributions to a PAC, or in other words, give money to a PAC, who would then send that money to a politician who has the same ideologies. So here it's saying, on behalf of the National Rifle Association, please accept this donation to your re-election campaign. And the National Rifle Association is an interest group, and they're giving money to a candidate that's wearing a button that says, I love gun rights. But remember, the formal powers of Congress are limited by the Constitution of the United States. Again, this is limited government. Congress can't make laws that it's not allowed to make. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the expressed laws of Congress and the implied laws, but also the laws that are reserved for the states. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching.